Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the last video in the Introduction to Legal Research series. If you're watching this video, you should have already completed parts 1 through 4 of this series and are generally comfortable using our LibGuides and catalog, browsing the cases topo, searching for case law in Canly and Soquiche, searching for legislation and debates, and searching for doctrine, particularly using our catalog, periodical indices, and Hein Online. Now we move to the final part of the series, so you don't understand what's going on in class. Whether it's a term used regularly in class that everyone else seems to understand, for me that term was normative, or you found that the readings assigned for a class really didn't clarify the topic for you, or maybe you took a class in French, trying to challenge yourself and are having a hard time understanding some of the legal concepts. There are library tools available to assist. Though, of course, you might also consider meeting your professor during office hours. So, you don't understand what's going on in class. You can schedule a meeting with your professor, your upper year buddy, or with some classmates. But you can also call in some pretty handy library tools. If you aren't understanding something in class, how can you tell if Google is really giving you accurate results? You likely can't. And that's why I would avoid Google. Getting legal advice from Google is like getting medical advice from Google. Not a good idea. Plus, you run the risk of reading explanations that are dated, the law evolves, reading content that just doesn't apply to the jurisdiction you're looking at, and being overwhelmed with the results. Search good faith in contract law and see what happens. Once again, your instinct should be to head directly to the law subject guide and see what it suggests. Back when you were in elementary school and didn't understand a concept, you would consult an encyclopedia to help you out, right? Similarly, if you didn't understand a word in class, you can consult a dictionary to look it up. The same thing is true in law. You're being introduced to new concepts and a new language. It's time to hit up those reference books and look through legal encyclopedias and legal dictionaries. Now, with COVID hitting this summer, I didn't have the time to reorganize the references guide. But it's in a pretty okay state for now, and it is certainly usable. Today, we'll be looking at 2 dictionaries. Barron's Canadian Law Dictionary, located in Lexis Advanced Quick Law, and the Jules Bistro Un Dictionnaire from the Cage, a bilingual dictionary. We will also look at 2 legal encyclopedias, Halsbury's Laws of Canada and Jules Classeur Quebec, both available through Lexis Advanced Quick Law. So here's the scenario. You're in contracts and your professor uses a Latin term you've never heard before, ab initio, as in, the contract is void ab initio. By the time you realize you don't understand what this means, the professor's on to another topic, and it seems like an awkward time to interrupt and ask to backtrack. What do you do when you don't understand a word? Consult a legal dictionary. As I mentioned, today we'll be looking at Barron's Law Dictionary, but you could easily consult another dictionary listed in our LibGuide. When you click on the link from our LibGuide, you are getting the deep link directly into Barron's. You'll have to press enter a few times. Alternatively, you could go straight to Lexis Advanced Quick Law's homepage, enter your term in the main search box, and filter to dictionaries. And here's another scenario. You've decided to take extra contractual obligations in French and are not entirely sure you understand what a bon père de famille is. Somehow, a generally good dad doesn't seem right. So what do you do when you don't understand legalese in another language? Consult a bilingual legal dictionary. So today we'll be looking at the Cages Jules Bistro Un Dictionnaire, but you can easily consult another English-French dictionary listed in our LibGuide, such as the private law dictionaries produced by the Crépeau Center here at the faculty. When you click on our reference guide link, you are getting a deep link directly into the Un Dictionnaire. Alternatively, you can go straight from the Cages homepage and and select the Un Dictionnaire option. Here, you simply type in your term, and voila, you get your definition and translation. Okay, another scenario. You've just gotten into the division of powers in constitutional law, and try as you might, you are just not understanding how to determine pith and substance of a law, and therefore you're unable to determine its constitutional validity. You've read the constitutional law group reading, as well as some additional resources, and still nothing. The text excerpt case law and try to get you to figure out what the courts mean, but you just need a clear, concise explanation of the law. So what do you do when you don't understand a legal concept? Consult a legal encyclopedia. So today we'll be looking at Halsbury's Laws of Canada and Jules Classeur Quebec, two of the most comprehensive legal encyclopedias we have. Technically, they're encyclopedic digests. You'll see from the LibGuide that there are a few others, mostly based on jurisdiction or area of law. When you used to use an encyclopedia as a kid, you would generally just search alphabetically for what you wanted. In these encyclopedic digests, however, you need to find the right volume first. As you can see here, it's pretty much organized by area of law. Here, we're looking for constitutional law. And there's actually a full volume dedicated to division of powers. Now you can either use the search bar here to search for relevant pages, or you can use the tree-like structure to navigate the volume. I recommend browsing for two reasons. First, browsing allows you to see how an area of law is structured and the relationships between various concepts. Second, when you end up practicing, browsing is cheaper. It's $30 for a search, and you might come up empty-handed, versus browsing ensures you get to the right content, which you will see readily because there's a clear structure or hierarchy to the volume. So here we can see pith and substance at section 4 on interpretation. We know it has something to do with determining constitutional validity. And now you can see it's structured as part of a two-step approach to determining constitutional validity of legislation. And only once you get here can you finally click on a link. So in this case, I would pretty much start reading at HCL 86. And you can see here just how brief the explanations are. You are really looking at black letter law here. No commentary, no opinions, nothing. Just straightforward, clear law as it stands. Now, Jules Classeur works in exactly the same way, though there are fewer volumes, as you will soon see. Two nice features about Jules Classeur. First, you can click into the text at any point to read a full section, not just a narrow page like on Halsbury's. And second, every chapter starts with a summary of key points to remember. And that's a wrap on this Introduction to Legal Research series. I hope that you found these videos helpful and easy to follow, and that you will remember to watch them again when it comes time to do greater research during your program.